Sean, you have a really unique perspective on this, being a national college football writer for CBS Sports. Do you agree or disagree that the Big 12 is undervalued right now in the national conversation with the college football playoff?
I definitely think so. You look at some of these advanced metrics, there are some that rate the Big 12 top to bottom as the #2 conference behind the SEC in college football. And I look at a team, look, we can talk obviously about the teams in this game, but BYU is a team to me. They have 2 close losses that came down to the very end. They have a top 10 win on the road over the likely ACC champion. For them to be in the late teens, early 20s, instead of even in the mid, 15, 16, 17, like some of these other 3-loss SEC teams, it's a little crazy to me. And I even look at a team like Arizona State, where they lose a game to Cincinnati. It's without their starting quarterback. This is context that maybe people understand when it happens to an SEC or a Big Ten team. Not the same level of consideration given, I think, to a team like Arizona State that obviously has been pretty incredible outside of that game.
Yeah, and to support that, you look at Wyoming, right, taking on early in the season Arizona State. Arizona beat Wyoming like a drum in that game, or Arizona State did. And then Boise State, they are somebody who is now looking to be maybe in the top 4 of this playoff race, or when the seedings come out. And they barely beat Wyoming just a few weeks ago. And I think those are the kind of things you mentioned, the SMU victory for BYU. These things are not being addressed and looked at in the proper light.
And by the way, I don't think that it's just the teams at the top that you have to look at. I mean, I look at a team like Tulane that before last week was up at number 17 ahead of multiple Big 12 teams that had 2 losses. Well, one of their losses was to Kansas State, a team that a lot of the teams in the Big 12 have beaten at this point. So it's just a little odd to me that it's being handled. I think that there should be more teams in that top 15 group. And again, maybe it wouldn't matter with who actually made the playoff, but I think that it impacts the way that the conference is viewed.
I think absolutely, and I think that we do have to talk about, we're still having to say a potential automatic bid to the college football playoff when we're discussing the Big 12 champion. It should just be an automatic bid, right? Let's get rid of that potential word, but we'll leave that conversation for another day.